Please take your seats. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Colleen Foster, here at the University of Toledo within the Military Science Department. I'm the Human Resource Administrator. I'd like to welcome you to the commissioning ceremonies for cadets Mark Edward Andrews, Carly Marie Schoenhoff, by having Colonel Beasley come forward to administer the oath of office to these cadets. Beasley.
Go ahead. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God.
So, we are now at the moment that everyone has been waiting for, the pinning of the gold bars of the second lieutenant. Here we have Carly Marie Schoenhoff, Lieutenant Shevik. He's going to get pinned on by Tammy and Joe Shevik, his parents, and he has quite an extended family here. So I'm sure we'll get lots of pictures. Lieutenant Shevik received a bachelor's degree in exercise science with a concentration in pre-physical therapy from the Judith Erb College of Education, Health Science, and Human Service. Lieutenant Shevik's branch and basic officer leadership course will be determined in early September. As a cadet, Lieutenant Shevik held the position of Company XO, which is the executive officer. He's a simultaneous membership program cadet with the 945th Engineer Company out of Norwalk, Ohio. His hometown is Brunswick, Ohio. Currently, he has plans to remain with the Ohio National Guard. His first salute will be rendered by Master Sergeant Vedito, the senior military instructor here at the University of Toledo. Some remarks? You looked at me.
Just a quick thank you to my friends and family. Just a quick thank you to my friends and family and the cadre members for all your support. Couldn't have done it without you.
Ladies and gentlemen, closing remarks will be made by Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Beasley, Professor of Military Science for the University of Toledo Rocket Battalion.
Glad everybody can make it here on a Friday night here. I just want to take a moment and highlight that these young officers in front of you are less than a small minority, about 1% of the American population that has stepped forward in this time of war to serve their nation. 4 or 5 years ago, depending on when they made this decision, some a little bit less, and it was about 3 years ago, we were embroiled in 2 wars. We still kind of embroiled in 2 wars, so they knew that they were signing up for it. These wars would not be over, and that upon their commission, they would probably be sent overseas. And they still volunteered and chose this path. And so it's just amazing that Americans will do that. When you watch the news and you hear different folks talk about the trouble that our nation's going to be in 20 or 30 years, the youth gone wild, I myself am not worried. With great Americans like these, the other ones in the programs across this country, we're going to be well led as a nation. Lieutenants, as I look at you today, I see some young leaders that have overcome quite a bit of adversity, worked through some trials, blood, sweat, and tears to become what you are today. And you've earned the title Second Lieutenant. Over the last several years, each of you has grown and matured as the leaders you are today. The lieutenants you see seated before you have had to overcome several milestones to get where they're at today. Ms. Klossner kind of alluded to some of them, but I just want to highlight in a little more detail what it takes to become an officer. You just don't decide one day I want to be an officer and the next day you get a gold bar. First and most importantly, they have to earn a college degree. And each one of them has graduated here from the University of Toledo, which is not an easy accomplishment. Through many sleepless nights, a finals week, and endless papers that they've had to write, they have learned many valuable skills that will prepare them to be young officers. They are academically ready for the challenge. They have learned to do multiple things simultaneously and do them well, as a critical skill we look for in our junior officers. Second, they've had to pass a series of military skills in order to be commissioned today. Most importantly, the Leadership Development and Assessment Camp out in Fort Lewis, Washington, which every cadet in the United States has to cycle through somewhere during their 4 years of the program. It's 29 days of rigorous training that these cadets will go through, these lieutenants will go through, where they'll do things such as day and night land navigation, and they'll lead their peers through simulated combat lanes. And most impressively, though, they do this while suffering the withdrawals of being away from their cell phones and their Facebook pages for those 29 days, which I think is an impressive accomplishment every year as they go through that. And you know when they're done because the first thing you see is their Facebook post. Right, parents? Remember when they did it? The first thing you see is that Facebook post pop back in. They have proven that they are militarily fit and they're ready to receive specialized training in each of their branches from the United States military. Third, they've had to pass an Army physical fitness test every 3 months since they've been in the program. Put 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. They've all passed this test, and that's an important thing because as a second lieutenant showing up to a unit, all they can do is lead by example. The non-commissioned officers are the ones that are going to shape them and mold them when they get to the unit, but the soldiers, all the way through that company commander, expects that the platoon leader, the lieutenant, is the most physically fit individual in that platoon, and they're ready. Finally, and just as important as getting their degree from the university, they're better citizens. I already talked at the beginning that they are less than 1% in all services that have stepped forward to serve this nation. And they've learned what it means to serve this nation. The United States military is unique in that they swore an oath today, as you heard, not to any one individual, not to any president, but they swore an oath to the Constitution. And you heard that oath today. In a few short months, they're going to be entrusted with our nation's most precious assets, our sons and daughters. It's on average about a year from the time they receive their commission till they're deploying in harm's way. It's about what it is. So about a year today for some of them, if they get their specialized training, they're going to be overseas defending our country. They're leaders, they're poised in confidence. Today you join a new family, which is the Army family. Whether it's here at the University of Toledo, your first units, or inside your specialized branches, we welcome you, help you have a great adventure in the military. I'm proud of each and every one of you. Good luck and Godspeed. That concludes the formal portion of today's ceremony. We're going to leave the flags and everything up here so family and friends can come up and take some photos with them. And with that, it's one last round of applause for them. You got somebody can I get this little photo for you? Ready to go.
It's not even more makeup.
Everything here. Okay.
Yeah.
One more.
Does that invalidate everything?
Doesn't count. Gotta do it again. Oh, that's true. Yeah, here we go. That's a good catch. Go over, Chef. Go get the photo. Just don't want that. Scrap the old photo.
You're out. You're never doing it again.
All right.
This ain't the goofy one.
You get between the two boards. Keeping it up. Everyone used to be tall and now she's good.
So, okay, we got an intro now.
Okay, uncles. There was.
Uncles?
Don't make you cry.
Wave or something, because you're on video, actually, so. Give me a kiss.
Okay, grandpas. And then everybody. Here. Oh, we should have winner. It's like a wedding. Oh, like in the play.
All right, let's do it.
Come on.
Why?
Look at the camera. Everybody that's holding
he's doing it.
I'm doing video too, so. Yeah.
Are we ready? Are we ready?
Good. Did we get parents?
Oh yeah, you
And-
planned that.
Yeah.
You planned that. Nice picture. Very nice. You were in charge of